What's up, everybody? So most of you know me as a Forex trader. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Austin Silver. I appreciate you being here. Today, we're going to talk about how I plan on investing into the stock market for the rest of 2021 and probably beyond that. And as it changes, of course, I'll continue to make videos and update you guys. But I have a thesis that I want to lay out for you in this video so you can understand the thought process that goes into the stocks that I'm buying and holding. Holding is the key word here. So first, you guys know me as a Forex trader, like I said. So the idea behind all of this is that this is deeper into my speculation bucket, really with my home run dollars, money that I can afford to lose, than my Forex trading, because I feel like I still have more control over deciding when to take trades or not within my Forex systems, separate from what I'm doing over here. Because again, I got into Forex before I got into stocks because of the stability in the Forex market, in price action and in the market players. Stocks are manipulated in some ways by a lot of different people. There's a lot of different variables that go into making decisions that impact price movement in the stock market. So it's always been something of more like a wild card to me than anything else. And that's why I got into Forex originally. But as time has gone on and I've been able to make money in Forex and through other things, I've been able to consider investing into the stock market for the long term. Part of that decision is because I don't want to day trade it. I already do enough day trading with my Forex stuff. And I want to take advantage of what I've seen throughout history as like over every 10-year period, basically, your money invested in the market is going to grow. So I don't want to sit on the sideline any longer. So that's what prompted me last year to get into the stock market with some, like I said, home run dollars. So now my thought process, the first stock that I bought was SPCE. Virgin Galactic. I'm a big believer in the future of aerospace and travel and things like that. I think that their competition is very small right now. You've got like Blue Origin and SpaceX. Can't buy into SpaceX, and you can only buy shares of Amazon. You can't buy Blue Origin right now. So SPCE was a no-brainer to me. I like Richard Branson, clearly proven to be successful in a lot of things that he does. I like Chamath, everybody knows him now. So a lot of smart people behind this company. So that's the thesis behind the company. But the entire idea actually stems back to precious metals. So I bought SPCE first because that's when I really started to get into this and I wanted to get my feet wet there. But quickly after that, I started to build a position in SLV. SLV is an ETF that tracks the movement of silver, similar to GLD, which tracks the movement of gold. So instead of buying the precious metal and storing it in my house or storing it in some vault overseas or whatever, I decided that I could take advantage of the movement if I buy these ETFs. So the idea here, again, is in precious metals. That's why I'm in SPCE. Another stock that I own is MTA, Metal Royalty Company. They basically pull silver out of the ground, mine it, refine it, and send it out to companies that use it. So I like the leadership there. E.P. Tucker is on the board of their directors. I like him. I like the book that he wrote about gold and other precious metals. So I'm like, okay, this seems like a great company to be involved in. I've been buying that since it was about $8 a share, and now we're looking at it about $10 a share. Now I'm going to show you my charts here in a second because there's technical analysis to back what I'm talking about, but I'm laying out the whole plan here. So it's back to precious metals. It's rooted in the idea that silver and gold are undervalued right now. Right now, gold is priced at $18.51, silver at $26.38. I think that's very cheap in comparison to how much printing we've done here as far as stimulus with the US dollar. And as that printing catches up to not only assets, but precious metals, I think you're going to really see gold and silver pick up in the next couple of years. And if you go back in time even longer than the stock market, precious metals have always gained value. So my thought process goes back to them. That's where the thesis starts. That then leads to me buying SLV, buying GLD and building positions there. Then I stem that out into positions in MTA, Metal Royalty Company, SPCE. You could even take this and you could be looking to buy Tesla. You could be looking to buy NIO. These are electric car companies that are taking advantage of this coming green energy wave that we're going to be living through. You could be looking to buy GM because GM's going to only be making electric cars by 2030. So you really have to think about this on a broad time horizon. If you look at just the next 20 years, it's 2021. If we go out to 2041 and think about what things will be like then, a lot more electric cars, a lot more green energy, a lot more solar power, wind power, ocean power, and all of that stuff is tied together through my thesis here, that precious metals are going to increase in value because they're used in all of that stuff. We don't just use gold for jewelry, we use gold for spacesuits, and literally parts on this International Space Station are made with gold. So when we make spacecraft, we're using these precious metals. That's going to be used even more. When we're making green energy technology, we're using these precious metals, and that will increase their value too. Copper is even another one you can look into as well. I don't own any copper or any copper stocks, but I do think that that will increase in value as well. So let me show you what I'm looking at here on my chart. So first we're going to look at SLV. This is SLV on the weekly chart. I actually want to take you out to the monthly. You can see we recently pushed off this blue line. Now these three colorful lines, the 8 is the yellow line, the 21 is the red line, and the blue line is the 50. They're just exponential moving averages. So they help me identify trend. You can see June of 2020, we broke out through the 50 EMA. Since then, we've seen an increase of about 60% in the value of SLV, from about $16 an ounce up to $24. Now, I think this is just getting started because if you zoom out and look at this big picture, you can see when we broke through, this is now back in 2009, we were able to see an extended run holding the 8 EMA for months. This is a monthly chart, so you're looking at monthly bars here. We were able to see it extend for months, touching just about $50 an ounce. Now this, again, it follows silver almost identically. So if silver is going to go up, SLV is going to move up. So it's a way you can take advantage of the movement without actually owning the metal. And that's what I'm looking for. So that's the first thing. If we take it to the daily, the reason why I've been adding since October is because I like that we're sitting at the 50 EMA here. We've shown very strong support at 20, multiple hits to that level, now showing strong support more recently here to 22. Today we gapped up. I think that we're going to see a lot more movement to the upside in the coming weeks. So SLV to me is a great investment if you're able to hold for the long term, because it might pull back. We have to be willing to understand that this can pull back down toward the 50 EMA here on the weekly chart. It could touch 20 again. I look at that like it's a discount because I'm looking at this, like I said, by 2041, where is this going to be? Probabilities tell me this is going to be worth hundreds of dollars an ounce. So I want to accumulate as much of this as I can at every price, dollar cost average in, because I'm playing the long term. I think the craziness going on with Gamestop and all this stuff right now, it's going to cause some type of a pullback. How that affects these metals, I'm not sure too much, but that's why I'm just going to keep buying with money that I can afford to lose, but keep buying over time. And then in 10 years, it's going to be worth a lot more, in my opinion. So that's my SLV idea. My GLD idea is very similar. If you look at GLD, let's just look at the monthly, you can see even here, as we broke back through the 50, this is now back in 2019. From that point on, we've been above the 50, 8 above the 21, and we've actually been holding the 8 EMA for the last few months. So that tells me there's a lot of strength, and it can continue holding that 8 EMA. From 173, we could be at 210 soon. Look how long it held the 8 EMA back here, right? Years. So you got to keep that in mind when you're looking to buy this stuff. Now, this could pull back, and I think it's going to be a great price when it does pull back for us to buy for the long term. Now, let's look at MTA. This is a newer company, right? So when you're looking at the monthly chart here, you don't see a lot, but look at the volume coming in. Look at how the 8 is above the 21, so you're showing some strength there. If you bring it down a time frame, you just look at the weekly, you can see the coronavirus crash took it pretty low, 298, but we've since recovered 5x that, now over $10 a share, right? Just looking strong. I mean, this chart looks very strong to me. And on the daily time frame, I like where we're at, right around the 50 EMA, right around a level that we slowed down at before, around 950, right? You've seen support there at 950, so let's see how it comes in and see if we can move higher, but we were just at $13 or $14 a share, so this will be back up there quickly, and I could see this at $50 to $100 a share within the next year, because this is going to be a leveraged bet on silver. If silver goes up, all the silver that Metal Royalty Company owns, all of it that's in the ground that they haven't pulled out yet, it goes up in value. And I really like them because they own actual mines. That's what they're doing. They're acquiring more and more of them every year. They have a smart board of directors, so they're acquiring some of these valuable mines. One of them is in Nevada. I think it's just going to be a great business as silver gets more valuable. It's just like GOLD, Barrick Gold. They're a gold mining company. It's the same kind of thing. And then, of course, Virgin Galactic. So I've been buying this, like I said, since 1590-ish, somewhere around there. But you can just see the strength in it. This is on the daily. If you look at the weekly chart, it was dead for a while. And once the volume came in, this thing just picked up. So volume plays a factor in what we're doing here with these stocks. I want to make sure I'm in something that's highly traded, but I also want to be in something that's a great company for the long term. And that's why I picked these 4 investments so far. And that's why I'm going to keep pumping money into these into the new year, into 2021, and even into 2022, because I'm really playing this long game that in 10 years, in 20 years, we're going to be more green, we're going to be more energy efficient, and that's going to drive the price of metals up and drive up the price of these companies that use the metals to produce their green and energy efficient products and cutting edge products. So that's my thought. I'm not riding the Tesla wave. I'm not riding the Apple wave. This is what the wave that I'm riding. Comment below. Let me know what you guys are trading. Let me know if you own any of the stocks that I talked about today, or if you have any other questions about the stock market in particular. You know I'm never going to be the guy that claims to know it all, but I do think I can help guide you in the right direction. Again, do all your own research. None of this is an investment advice kind of thing. Do your own research before you buy anything, please. I don't want you to be throwing money that you need for rent into this, and I don't want you to be jumping into it without doing some research. So that's my thoughts for you. Let me know in the comments what you think. I appreciate the time as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video.